It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
All right, here's our next question. This one is from Lawrence. Lawrence said, with interest rates so low and used car prices through the roof, would it still be a financial no-no to buy and finance a new car? So first, we ought to speak to whether it is a financial no-no to buy and finance a new car. And this is what Lawrence said. I could buy it in cash, but financing at 2.5% seems to make more sense. How should I approach that?
You know, Lawrence, this is a question I think, and this is financial mutants. We're so good with money that we kind of run wild with the fact that there's always going to be an arbitrage situation that you can make a lot more money investing than the cost of the interest. And you specifically know we do a lot of content on why if you're under 45, prepaying your mortgage might be a mistake. Mm-hmm. But car loans are slightly different. And look, I know we're in some weird times right now where used cars have actually appreciated. What? So, I mean, I think we'll watch this video 18 months from now and be like, what
happened?
How in the heck were used cars appreciating? But we're just in one of these weird times. So I don't want to completely revise all rules for a moment in time that I think we'll look back and just know this was just an outlier. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with people financing cars that are not luxury cars. They're not excessive cars. They're just cars to be reliable transportation, because I know there's a lot of guidance out there to go buy a clunker that, you know, when you crank it up, it's going to spit fire on you two or three times. But for people who are not super handy, I got my hand raised, that's not going to get you to work every day. So you want something a little more reliable so you can keep that day job and keep what's funding your lifestyle. So we give the guidance of 23/8, meaning that I want you to make sure you're putting down 20%. I want you not financing longer than 3 years, and I don't want those car payments exceeding 8% of your gross income. And then don't forget, I need your investments, your monthly investments, to exceed your monthly car payment. And then the last thing is just luxury cars are no-go land unless you can pay for it cash. And since Lawrence is asking it the way it is, it makes me sound like this is a nicer car.
That's what I'm thinking. He didn't say that specifically, but I am thinking that he's asking about maybe a luxury brand.
So I'm not. You can work within the guidance of 23/8 as long as it's not a luxury car or an excessive car and you're doing all the things you're supposed to. So, I mean, I'll let you play the arbitrage on that, but it's just anything above and beyond that, be careful, because cars, fundamentally, historically, and it will return to this at some point, cars are horrible. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't even be called investments or assets, because they depreciate like a rock under normal terms. You know, think about it. You typically lose 50% of your purchasing value on new cars within 4 years. They drop that fast. Mm-hmm. You typically have to pay for insurance. And by the way, taxes and insurance are higher on the newer your car is. You know, plus the fact that you have to put gas or electricity or whatever type of vehicle it is, you're paying to maintain this vehicle. It's just there's a lot of things that mean cars are not the status symbol that society pushes out there, more of a consumer of your wealth. Mm-hmm. So treat them that way until you get to a level of success. That then, yeah, hey, if it brings you joy and happiness, go have the nicer car, but don't leverage or hurt your personal finances or success in the future. Because Bo's already said it earlier today, I do want your 50-year-old or your 60-year-old self to get so emotional when they think back to their 20 or 30-something self that they cry, they hug you in a sloppy way, that they're just so stinking happy that you've made those sacrifices now. You're not going to have that if you're trying to drive the fancy car while you're younger.
Love it. Lawrence, that's a great question. And Brian, I think that was a great answer.